I'll ask everybody, remind me to turn my cell phone off. Will you remind me if it goes off? Thank you so much. All right. Today we've been having subcommittees on the bills that we're going to hear today, so it's going to be for the purposes of presenting the bill and getting the favor of the committee. And we're going to start today with House Bill 515. Who'll be presenting 515? Representative Holcomb, good to see you.
Good afternoon, members of the committee, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. On behalf of Representative Mitchell, the lead author of the bill, I've been asked to present this bill as a co-sponsor.
Never let it be said that Representative Holcomb was left in the dark. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. House Bill 515 is the legislation which will offer a referendum for the citizens of the proposed city of Tucker in north central DeKalb County. This bill has been vetted and the subject of a lot of work, and I'd be happy to answer any questions of the committee, and I'd ask for your favorable consideration of House Bill 515.
All right, questions from members of the committee? Number 25, who's that? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Holcomb, you and I have been working together for a good while on trying to resolve the border dispute on the western side of the La Vista map. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we both have asked the La Vista folks and the Atlanta folks to work on that border dispute issue. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
And isn't it true that that is only now, based on our continuing request, beginning to happen?
Yes.
And there is a legitimate border dispute, particularly around Laurel Ridge and North Druid Hills in the Beth Jacob community.
For La Vista Hills, which I know we'll cover next, yes, there are some issues relative to southern borders of that. For Tucker, I'm not aware of any issues like that.
I think Mr. Mitchell spoke on the subcommittee that there were border issues with Stone Mountain in relation to the Tucker proposal.
Correct, in the event that that bill moves or doesn't move. Correct.
Thank you, Representative Oliver. What is the will of the committee?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Representative Oliver.
Just to be efficient here, because you were present, I think, I raised a request for ruling. Didn't make a motion. I raised a request for ruling in the subcommittee on the committee's non-adherence to Rule 3A of the rules that we adopted previously. There are legitimate border disputes ongoing with the municipality of Atlanta, with the municipality of Stone Mountain, and I believe that 3A dictates that we not move forward at this time, and I ask you to make a ruling on that rule.
I rule your request non-germane at this time and out of order, but thank you for your concern on behalf of your people.
Thank you.
What is the favor of the committee? Motion do pass. Do I hear a second? Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. No. House Bill 515 do pass. House Bill 520. We're not going to cut the lights on you, off on you. Representative Holcomb, thank you so much for presenting 520.
My pleasure, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of Representative Taylor, the lead sponsor, I am a co-sponsor of this legislation. I bring forth House Bill 520. House Bill 520 would offer the citizens of north central DeKalb County an opportunity to participate in a referendum for the proposed city of La Vista Hills, and I would ask your favorable consideration.
House Bill 520. Any questions from members of the committee?
Make it work.
There, you're-
I just want to pose the same objection, violation of the rules for each of the cities we're considering today.
Thank you so much. What is the favor of the committee? Move to pass. Do we have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. 520 out of the way. Wow, record time. Good job.
Thank you.
House Bill 514. Where is it?
514. You had it a minute ago. I know you had 514.
Welcome, Representative Bruce.
Thank you, and members of the committee. I think I scared some folks off yesterday telling you I was not feeling good.
I don't think that was the reason.
And, but this bill is to allow for the citizens of unincorporated South Fulton County to have the opportunity to determine whether they want to be a city or not, the city of South Fulton. And all of the studies have been done by the University of Georgia and showed that the city would be able to sustain itself, and basically just want to give people the opportunity to vote. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Representative Bruce. Any questions from members of the committee? What is the pleasure of the committee? Move to pass. Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. 514 do pass from the committee. Thank you.
Thank you.
House Bill 476, a companion piece, I believe, by Representative Virgil Flood. Welcome, Representative Flood.
Thank you, Chairman Reinders. Members of the committee, I bring forward for your consideration House Bill 476 as a companion to 514, which allows for a removal of a special exemption for Fulton Industrial and gives the city of South Fulton a greater chance of sustainability.
Any questions of the author of the bill, Representative Flood? Seeing none, what's the pleasure of the committee? Move to pass. A second? Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. Congratulations, do
Thank you.
pass.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we got somebody here representing the governor right here. Representative Nimmer, how are you?
Doing well, sir.
Good. This is going to be House Bill 385.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. House Bill 385 seeks to do one simple thing. If you'll look on line 21, we're striking Office of Planning and Budget and moving the responsibilities of these fees to Department of Community Health. That is the change.
All right. Any questions from members of the committee? All right. What is the pleasure? Got to move to pass. Second. Got somebody lit up on me on the discussion channel. Who's number 28? Representative Fleming?
I was just going to say, I must miss subcommittee. What kind of fees are we moving?
The copying fees
For
for hospital documentations.
when someone requests hospital documentations from,
I guess from doctor's office. I don't really know who all you would request them from, doctor's office, hospitals, and such. Currently, OPB sets those rates and collects the
Okay.
fees and moving it over
I
to
got you now.
DCH.
I understand. Thank you.
Doesn't change any of the fees.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? We got a motion to pass and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. House Bill 385 do pass.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. House Bill 386.
All right, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, House Bill 386 is actually an attempt to repeal a little organization called Georgia Coordinating Committee for Rural and Human Services Transportation. They are basically a committee that was formed to study rural transportation for health care needs. By recommendation, that committee has reported all the findings and all the cost-saving measures that it could. That group felt that they couldn't find any more strategic ways to save funds, so we seek to repeal that. Take that mandate away, in other words.
All right. What is the pleasure of the committee?
Move to pass.
All right. Got a motion and a second. Several of them move to pass. Any questions? Chairman Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just curious, out of all the floor leaders, how do you get such heavy lifting as these two bills?
We're just changing names.
Got a lot of people with a wicked sense of humor.
I agree, Mr. Chairman.
Any further discussion? All right, we got a motion to pass and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. Give the governor our best.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members.
And then Representative Hawkins here on House Bill 358, which probably, since the dentist probably explains the visitors today from the health professions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. House Bill 358 establishes a oversight committee, legislative oversight committee on contracts. This committee would be made up of 6 members, 3 from the House, 3 from the Senate, to be appointed by the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker of the House. There would be a minority member from the House and from the Senate, and their duty would be to review any contract signed or written by any agency or department of the state of Georgia. They could be called by the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Speaker of the House, or a majority of that committee. I think it's important that we have this type of transparency in our government and reviewability of contracts signed by departments when we were either in session or out of session. That's the bill, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. House Bill 358. Any questions of the author of the bill? Representative Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee. I just was wondering, do we have any idea how many we're talking about?
Well, in the bill, they have to be over $100,000, and no, it'd be at the discretion. I mean, the committee would be called if there was a question of a contract.
Okay, I wondered, is it, every contract, I realized the amount of money was in there, but we
Right.
don't know the volume. Nobody really took account to see how many that would include.
No, ma'am. In fact, as long as I've been down here, I've never heard a committee call anyone in on a contract.
I hadn't either, so.
Maybe they'll shed a little light on some things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Taylor. Representative Oliver.
Dr. Hawkins, I think DHS alone has 3,000 or 4,000 contracts. This doesn't have subpoena power to subpoena any records, so this is a voluntary compliance at any contract. Is it any legislator can ask for a contract review, or only
No.
the committee can ask for a contract?
Only the committee, majority of the committee.
And so if I, a legislator, go to the committee and say I want these 50 contracts reviewed, you would independently decide whether that was
If you
appropriate?
could convince majority of the committee, then they could meet on that, if they vote to meet.
This is a new kind of investigative
Yes.
power you're giving
Yes.
the General Assembly.
That's right.
Okay.
To just go on just a little bit more, I'm really tired of going home and people ask me about this health insurance or this or that or, road contract or whatever. And I look at them and say, I really don't know about it. And it's, what you going to do? Nothing.
We're going to be overseeing the RFP process is what this committee is going to be doing, because there's going to be, that's the contracts that people are.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Representative Oliver. What is the wish of the committee? Move to pass. Do I hear a second? Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, like sign. Congratulations
Thank you,
to
sir.
pass.
Thank you, committee.
And with that, we stand adjourned.